Hello everyone, I'm Natalie and welcome back to my astrology channel. So I finished all my sun sign videos and now I want to talk about them again, but in the opposition form. The reason I want to do that is because I feel like that old saying, opposites attract, is very true for astrology. And with these oppositions comes challenges, even though there is a strong attraction there. Oppositions are like magnets. They come together and then they rebel against each other, basically. But the thing with oppositions is they are very much needed because this is how we can balance all of the energies in astrology. I also think that you can learn a lot about each sign through learning the opposition, whatever their partner sign or opposite sign is. And I think that in some way every sign needs its opposite sign because the opposite sign reflects areas that that particular sign lacks in. Every set of partner signs has a lot to learn from each other. And learning from our opposition can help us bring more awareness to our sign. I'm going to be talking about the oppositions as if it's just like the energy of the sign, how these signs are in any kind of relationship, not just romantic relationships, why they need each other, what they can learn from each other, and how they really benefit each other with the challenges that comes up with these oppositions, if that makes any sense. So here we go. Gemini and Sagittarius. I have been so excited to talk about this opposition because it's my favorite opposition, and I know I'm super biased because I am a Sagittarius and I love Geminis. It's one of my favorite signs. But I do think, in my opinion, that this opposition is probably the most lighthearted one because I feel like out of all the partner signs, I think Gemini and Sag probably have the most in common. So the thing that they're both doing is that they are both searching for knowledge and information. They are doing it in different ways. Gemini rules the third house, so they are more with the immediate kind of information. They're like collecting information from people and talking to people and asking questions in their immediate environment, because the third house rules like your smaller trips, neighborhood, your siblings, just immediate connections that are closer to you. And Sag, on the other hand, rules the ninth house, and the ninth house is about higher education and like travel and knowledge on a more large scale, if that makes sense. So Sag is searching for knowledge and truth and information through traveling, through actually experiencing life. They are gathering their knowledge by going out and exploring the world. And Gemini explores people in their immediate environment through conversations, through sharing stories, sharing perspectives. And Sag goes out and asks questions in different places and discovers different cultures. So they're both doing the same thing pretty much. They're just doing it in like different environments, different ways. And I really think that Sag and Gemini, I mean, at least from what I've experienced, I think that they actually do get along pretty well. Again, probably more than any of the other set of partner signs, because they both have a thirst for knowledge. They both want to learn. They both want to discover more. They both want to gather information. They both have a lot of questions. They're both naturally curious signs, and they have a lot of questions that they're trying to find answers to. They can get into like heated debates about what is right and what is wrong, because Gemini sees details almost, because it's Mercury. Gemini sees the little things and Sag sees the big picture. So Gemini might feel like the Sag overlooks things a lot, decides on something without actually gathering the information, without actually going through like step by step and asking the right questions, talking to the right people to come up with a conclusion. Gemini likes to do things in specific processes, and Sag is complete full force, head on, shooting their arrow into something and deciding like, okay, this is right. So Sag might feel like the Gemini spends too much time in maybe like their comfort zone or something, spends too much time reading between the lines rather than just seeing the whole thing, seeing the collective knowledge, seeing the subject as a whole, and seeing what is actually there. Both of these signs are very detached. They're all over the place. They're both mutable signs. So they can have a hard time coming together because they just can't stick with something. They have a hard time with commitment. So they probably have a hard time committing to each other's ideals, to each other's perspectives. But the thing is I really do think that they help each other a lot, because where Sag might overlook certain things and just see like a big picture and be like, oh, like this is the way things are, Gemini can help fill in those gaps with the small pieces of information that they've collected, because they do collect a lot of information, both of these signs. But Sag is like the ultimate decider on things, on like large, broad things. But Gemini will help you fill in the gaps of your perspective, of what you view the universe as a whole as. They will help fill in the things that you've missed with their additional information. It's almost like they can back up what you say. They can back up whatever your grand view is with, the facts, with supportive evidence of what Sag has decided is the truth. And Gemini, because they have multiple personalities, so they have decided on like so many things, and they see all these perspectives and they learn all these different views. Sag will help you to put all of that to completion, to put all of that together and create that ultimate perspective, that ultimate philosophical point of view, and make it like a way of thinking, a way of actually knowing like a new subject. Really, these two signs, when they come together, there's nothing that they can't learn and put together. There's nothing out there in the world that they won't be able to study and discover all the little things about it and make it something that people can learn from. This opposition is important because this is how we discover knowledge. We discover it through the Gemini learning the facts and the Sag putting it together. So these two sides can really be best friends. They can travel together, explore the world together, explore people together, explore all perspectives, all ways of thinking, all ways of knowing, all subjects, and they can learn so much from each other. They need each other because of that, because they are both all about like, perspective and thinking and learning. So they help each other with like where they lack in their mental thinking. Gemini will fill in the gaps of the picture that Sag paints, and Sag will actually paint the picture for the Gemini of what the Gemini has collected. That is your Gemini and Sag opposition. Thank you for watching.